when they brought in the playoff, they diminished all the other bowl games. So now you've deflated that money that was going to those other bowl games to those 4 games. So now we got to make up for all, like the Rose Bowl. Man, the Rose Bowl used to be a big time game. Now you ain't drawing no revenue off the Rose Bowl like that. Nope. So now these 4 teams, these 4 games, we got to get all we lost into these 4 games. Cincinnati ain't gonna bring me that.
Exactly. All right, so I got a boy, right? I got a friend. He a Cincinnati Bearcats fan, right? This dude swears up and down that they can compete with Georgia and Alabama on the football field. I keep telling this boy, y'all play in like a toilet bowl conference, dog. Like, y'all can't listen. American Conference. I'm like, bro, I really want Cincinnati to play Georgia or Alabama just so I can see them destroy these bulls. I'm talking about, I want them to beat them like 66-0.
What are they in? What conference are they in?
They're in the American Conference, bruh. Or whatever that conference is.
I thought it was Conference USA, one of them.
I thought it was Conference USA too.
Nah, they changed it. They're not in Conference USA no more. But my question is, do you guys think, does it matter your schedule during the college football season? Because we know like the SEC, the Big 12, Big 10, they may always have a team in there. But do you think a team like Cincinnati, who really hasn't played nobody, they beat Notre Dame, but do you think they deserve a spot in the college football?
Philip, I'll let you go. Philip.
Hell no. Look,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm a Bama fan. Me and my brother was just talking before I got on with you all. You'll see Alabama and Georgia playing twice this year. You'll see them play in the SEC championship, and you see them play in the championship game. At the end of the day, you can't take Alabama, Georgia is in the top 5 best teams in college football. And the bylaws said the 4 best teams, are they expanding it to the 8 teams this year?
No. Not this year. They're looking at 12. They're looking at 12.
I think it's next year, right? Yeah. So there's nowhere Cincinnati wouldn't have a chance. First of all, their offensive lineman is probably our wide receiver size. Like, I mean, you wouldn't have a chance because you just don't mirror up to that level of competition where you at. Unfortunately, it's just because of the fact that, you all have not been a prominent team, so the recruits are not there. And at the end of the day, it's all about who's on that field.
Exactly.
All right, let me ask y'all this. There's a whole lot of college football teams out there. I do believe there's some teams that can compete, but that ain't. But listen, just like Texas A&M, do y'all think somewhere out there that is a team that ain't known can compete?
So check me out with my explanation of it. I think the 4 teams in general is wrong. They have to have more teams than 4 because I don't think that you'll be able to get a clear indication of who is the best 4 teams at the end of the season, every season, regardless. It's going to be tough to make them all in the 4 teams. When we start talking about losses, strength of schedule, wins against strength of opponents, and conference, right? And so I'm going to say that I don't believe that Cincinnati will be able to compete with the top 4 teams. But on the other standpoint, is if you don't let them in, then you're just saying that no Power 5, like no team out of the Power 5 conference should get into it. In which case, I don't think that's fair. Like
that's what I'm saying.
I understand to be saying, well, okay, they'll just never beat them, but I at least want to see them get smashed.
Yeah.
But I would rather, because what we'll get into at that point is just saying, well, Alabama's loss is still better than, all the wins of everybody else. Ohio State's loss to Oregon is still better than an undefeated season. You know what I mean? Yeah. Michigan, the same way. Michigan just lost to Michigan State, 2 top 10 teams. We're going to say that Michigan, let's say Michigan at the end of the season gets ranked above them, it's gonna be tough for me to feel like a team with a loss is better in every situation than a team that's won every game on their schedule. Now, with me saying that, like my man said earlier, really all they played is Notre Dame. Notre Dame's not really that good right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a name. It's a name to say that you played somebody, but on the honest standpoint of it, they're not really that good of a football team right now. So, as much as I feel like I know what's gonna happen, I feel like they have to get the opportunity to go just on the strength that you're just saying now that it doesn't matter what everybody else does as far as them going undefeated and beating people by 20 points, that they're just never going to be able to get into the playoffs. And that's not really fair to, what is it, like 300, well, no, it's like 150, FBS teams or whatever. Like, it's too many teams just to tell them no. You know what I mean? And I see both sides of it, but I think it's more of an NCAA problem with them not having more than 4 teams, because I don't think you're ever going to get a season where everybody feels okay with just having everybody every season has a case to get in that top 4 when you start when you start talking about the top 10, like the top 10 teams, everybody's gonna have a reason why they felt like they should have got in instead. Like, let's just say right now, Michigan, they just lost to Michigan State. Well, if they beat Ohio State and they beat Penn State, they only loss would be to Michigan State, which at the time would be like a top 5 team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, with that being said, Michigan will be all the way out of it. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be out of the playoffs with their only loss being to Michigan State. You see what I'm saying? But
Eric, you make a valid point, and I agree with you. I agree that at some point you got to let them in, but I mean, we only now can speak on the actual format that they have in place. Even if they expand it to 8, it's still going to be a lot of teams out there that's going to never make it. But at the end of the day, we put those type of teams in those situations, and the result has always been the same. So you got to look at it from a credibility standpoint as well. If I think Boise State is the only team that they was placed in a position where they had to play a Power 5 team where they performed. They beat Georgia that one year. Yeah, and I think Utah beat Alabama. Yeah, Utah beat Alabama that one year, but I think that was pre playoff. So my point is that I just don't see it being a sustainable thing, because at the end of the day, they looking at the money, Eric. If Cincinnati, if you put Cincinnati in the best 4 teams, I mean, how much money they gonna generate if they got Cincinnati playing Georgia when a lot of people ain't gonna even watch that game because we already know the outcome. So
now check me out. Now check me out with this standpoint though, then Phil.
One last thing.
Let him finish.
One last thing is that when they brought in the playoff, they diminished all the other bowl games. So now you deflated that money that was going to those other bowl games to those 4 games. So now we got to make up for all, like the Rose Bowl. Man, the Rose Bowl used to be a big time game. Now you ain't drawing no revenue off the Rose Bowl like that. Nope. So now these 4 teams, these 4 games, we got to get all we lost into these 4 games. Cincinnati ain't gonna bring me that.
Exactly. If they not.
Okay, look, I got a question, Mike.
Yeah.
Alabama is the only team I know that can lose a game and still get in it. I don't understand. Because when you lose one game in college, you can't hardly get in it.
Ohio State got into the playoffs the first year they made it with a loss to Virginia Tech.
With a loss. And they won it.
But I'm just saying, overall, Alabama always get in.
So Reggie, are you saying there's Alabama bias?
Huh?
Are you saying there is Alabama bias?
I ain't saying nothing, but you can say what you want to say. I can't take nothing from Alabama. I don't like them. I'm a Louisville fan. I'm a Louisville fan.
You got.
Okay, listen.
You a who fan?
But listen, hey, Eric. Philip, let me answer this question. You remember that year they had 4 teams in there, right? Y'all was supposed to play Ohio State before the Final Four. They skipped over that so they could be in the championship game because they was going to lose, which they lost anyway.
Say that again, Fresh.
How did they ring the way that?
Whoa. First, say that again. Say that again.
What
you
I
said
said
Alabama was supposed to play Ohio State before the playoffs?
No. I said there was 4 teams that was in the playoff. Out of them 4 teams, Ohio State should have played them and go to the finals. And they should have, if they had lost, they would have been out of it. But they switched them to play that other team so it could be Ohio State and Alabama in the championship game.
Fresh.
That's what
you
I
talking
don't
about last year?
understand.
You talking about last year?
No, he talking about the first one, Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not true then, Fresh, because the first
No,
year
it's not.
Alabama.
No, but you remember that time? You know what I'm talking about, Phil. I don't know what year it was.
No, Ohio State ain't been back in there.
Yes, what I'm about to say.
Ohio
Hold on,
State ain't been back in there.
But when did that time they was in the Final Four? How come that the way they had the rankings?
Fresh. I'm the state fan. Like, I'm an Ohio State fan. Check this out. We done been in there a lot, but we only played Bama twice. It was the first playoffs and this last playoffs, right?
Yeah. So what Fresh is saying, what he's saying is basically is before they revealed the Final Four, everybody thought that Bama was gonna be number 1 and Ohio State was number 4.
Yeah.
So I think he's saying that like they matched up 2 and 3 on purpose.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree with it.
Yeah.
I agree with him because again, Reggie, you got to look at it. It's money. Everything in the world is driven off of the dollar, brother. I don't care how you look at it.
Wait. Let me say this then. I think if they were going, I think if the NCAA was going for money, that it would have been the other way around. Like Ohio State would have played. Let me say this. What do you think would have been the more of a draw? Alabama and Ohio State in the championship, or Alabama Ohio State in the semifinals?
In the championship.
In the championship.
Right. So they made us go up against each other in the semifinal game. I think the money draw was the championship game if you was gonna do it like that.
That's what he's saying.
That's not what happened though. If it was a money wise, we would have played in the championship in my.
Who was the other? I can't remember the other 2 teams. Who's the other 2 teams?
I don't know who the other team was. But you know what I'm talking about.
Oregon is who we played in the championship game. Marcus Mariota.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the last one. He's talking about the one we just won, Eric.
Oh, last year. Oh, I thought you were talking about the first year.
No.
So
the last
Reggie, yeah. But I see what Reggie was getting at though. He might have had the
so
years mixed up.
Yeah, let me respond to him about why Alabama can get in. Reggie, look.
Wait, hold on. Let me speak to you. I'm really not a college football fan like that.
I got you.
But go ahead.
Okay, I got you. No. Here, look, let's just be honest, guys. We lean on the people that's making money, right?
That's a fact.
When it's your time, right? So when Florida was winning all those years, everything was geared toward Florida. Let's talk basketball. Everything is geared toward LeBron James. It's his time. It's his era. Right now, it's Alabama era, right? So at the end of the day, Alabama is going to have a bone in the fight regardless, period, because of the revenue.
Yeah.
So it ain't got really nothing to do.
And the second off that field, let me say this. I said I'm an Ohio State fan, and I've experienced preferential treatment when I feel like we got into the playoffs with JT Barrett one year. I didn't think that was no championship team. But because of who we are, because of who we're gonna bring out, we're gonna sell them tickets at the end of the day. They put us in there. I don't agree with like the year that JT Barrett got in there, I didn't think that we was no championship quality team. And it showed in the first round of it, right?
Yep.
But how many tickets did they sell? How many views did they get off of that though?
Yeah, sold out, made a lot of money. You're right.
You made a lot of money. So we Ohio State, Bama, and Clemson is any good. Those 3 teams in these last 10 years, they're gonna get preferential treatment. It is what that is. If they're any good, they're gonna get in the playoffs. You can not like it, you can dislike it. If it's gonna come to a situation where it's either Cincinnati and Alabama, Cincinnati going home. That's what that is.
Good, and they deserve to. I hate Cincinnati just because my boy talked too much junk. I can't stand him. So I
just like I hate the Steelers.
But a part of me, listen, a part of me kind of wants Cincinnati to play Alabama or to play a Georgia because the athletes, it's a whole different ball game. This is not playing. This is not SMU. This is not Houston. This is the SEC. Like, this is close to the NFL you're gonna get on Sunday. On Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't think it got to be an Alabama or Georgia do that. I think that Oklahoma smacked the brakes off of that.
I think Texas A&M. I think Auburn beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I don't think you got to go to Bama and Georgia to beat Cincinnati.
Demolish them.
And that's what I'm saying. But he's so gung-ho on them being number 2. I'm like, bro, y'all about to go undefeated. Y'all may go undefeated at the end of the season and be on the outside looking in. Like, that's like a wasted season. Like, I told him from the gate, I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter if y'all go undefeated. Y'all play in a conference that nobody cares about. Don't nobody care if you go undefeated. You gotta, if you're not in the Big 12, if you're not, the ACC is not the ACC no more because Clemson is trash this year.
Louisville trash.
Louisville hasn't been right since Lamar left, bro.
Yeah. You're right.
He wasn't good then. He was just good.
Yeah.
I live here in Louisville, man. But when Lamar was here, bro, I'm talking about the city was on fire every game he played.
Yeah, bro. But hey, I was there too. Bridgewater had it popping way harder than Lamar. Yeah. Because they won with Bridgewater. They won with Bridgewater.
They beat Florida, didn't they, that year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they had Charlie Strong in the booth. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if he was still coaching, they might be doing something.